about Florida law. Ask an attorney, just give him a call.
This is Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law with attorney Joe Pippen. If you have a legal question, call Joe right now. In Tampa, call 813-287-5700. Anywhere else, toll free at 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. The law office is open. And now your host, Joe Pippen.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open. If you have a legal question, it can be about wills, trust, probate, guardianship, power of attorneys, healthcare surrogates, living wills. It can be just about any area of the law. If I can help you in any way, all you need to do is to dial the number 877-943-9673. Your question, every week we get questions that I'm sure people call in. Hopefully I help them, and hopefully I help a lot of other people who are listening to the show. And if I can help you in any way, it's a live show where people just express you maybe been worried about something all night. Maybe you didn't sleep well. Maybe you had a bad week, worried about something that might happen. It happens to everybody. So if I can help you, give you a little peace of mind, get you pointed in the right direction, you have a toll-free number to call the show. We're also broadcasting on Facebook Live. And if you have Facebook, you could probably go to my law offices of Joseph Pippen or the Ask an Attorney page, or if you're one of the friends, you can catch it there. And you can actually watch the broadcast if you want on radio. Well, you can watch it on Facebook. But 877 is the toll-free number. The whole show's about you calling and getting your answer, and other people might benefit as well. 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. One of the things I do is go out in the community, give talks. I got to offer an invite this week to go up to Citrus Springs and do a talk at a church on September 29th. It'll be open to the public. If you'd like to go, I'd like to give you more information about it. It's in, again, there's a church in Citrus Springs, Florida. If you're listening on WFJV 103.3 FM in the Citrus County area, thanks for listening. We have a nice audience in that area, and looking forward to coming to that area and giving a presentation in the church on September 29th. If you'd like to contact me to get directions or let me know you're coming, you can do that at Joe, at ATTYPIP.com. We have use of offices in that area too, so if I can help you there in Citrus Springs area, maybe we could have a few appointments on that day as well as do the presentation, meet a few folks. Be glad to do that. Also, if you're listening in Sun City Center, you could be listening to 96.3 FM. And glad to have you. You're listening on about 12 stations around Florida. We have stations in Tampa where we're broadcasting from today on 570, 910, 860, 930, 1380 are the Tampa stations. You also might be listening in Haines City. We broadcast on that station at 90.3 FM, WLVF. We broadcast there for a long time, broadcasting Tampa stations for a long time. Glad to be here. If I can help you with a legal question, all you have to do is to call our toll-free office number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. And I am more than glad to assist you in any way I possibly can. And let's go to our first caller, which is Vince calling from Tampa. Hey, Vince.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great, and you?
Great, thank you. I listen to you every week, and I never thought I'd ever be calling about a question I'm involved with.
Well, I'm glad to help you. What can I do for you?
Okay, I'm an equal share beneficiary of a will from an aunt who died about a year and a half ago in the state of New Jersey. The will is, apparently everything's been settled. Funds have been approved to be released by the state since all taxes have been paid. And about one of the 8 beneficiaries is probably going to contest the will on the basis that she believes that somebody else should be in the will that was in a will before the will was changed to somebody else. You follow me?
Yes.
Okay. And I just didn't know what our recourse is. I know letters are going to be coming out to us to say, please agree to whatever we're supposed to agree, not to contest or whatever, before funds are being distributed. And I know that one of the individuals is probably going to contest it. What is our standing, or what happens next?
Well,
whatever.
Let me say this about contesting wills. The most common reasons to contest a will are incompetence or undue influence. So incompetence, you'd have to get several doctors to say the person was not competent at the time of the signing of the will. So you need medical testimony to prove that. Undue influence involves the person who, did you say it's like 8 equal shares of the distribution?
That is correct.
Well, okay, so everybody's treated equally in the distribution. The person that feels like someone was omitted, is that a blood relative as well?
Yes, we're all blood relatives. We're all first cousins.
You're all first cousins. No, were any of the cousins present when the person made the will?
One, the executor, the executor, apparently.
Okay.
The only one that was present, the executor, who is also an equal shareholder.
Now, does that person who was present with the person who signed the will, does that person and the disinheriting person, are they friendly? Do they get along?
They're first cousins.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're friendly. That doesn't mean they like one another.
The person who is now incapacitated. The person who was eliminated was incapacitated because a government trust was set up for that person several years ago. Is quadriplegic, cannot speak, cannot do anything, in a nursing home under Medicaid. And another person is saying, but my aunt said she was going to take care of so-and-so in the will. So it's a hereby situation. I don't know if there's any standing there. I mean, there's nothing written.
No, well, the most common form of challenge is undue influence. Mm-hmm. So somehow or another, an argument will be fashioned that the personal representative took her to the attorney's office. The personal representative, is going to get 1/8 instead of 1/9, and it was his influence that caused her to make the decision not to do that. So you have somewhat of an argument there.
No, that didn't happen, because what happened was one of the cousins in the past.
Okay, it doesn't. Okay. No, they argue undue influence whether it's true or not.
Yeah. Okay.
So the person was there. Excuse me. If the person was there, that's the argument. Mm-hmm. And how far that gets just depends. Sometimes the person making the argument makes such a ordeal out of the whole situation that it's not worth the fight. So everybody winds up just giving them something to avoid high legal fees.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's the case, but
okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Well, it's an expensive lawsuit to go through this whole process, so maybe it won't happen.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right.
Bye now.
Let's go to Bruce in Jacksonville.
Good morning.
Hey, Bruce.
Yeah, I'm considering going into a trust, but what constitutes a trust over a will?
Well, it's just a document you would form. You either form a will or you form a trust. We create trusts for people, every day that I work, basically. And the way I explain it is a trust is just a fancy will. The same information I'm going to ask you to prepare a will is the same information I'm going to ask you to prepare a trust. And basically, that information is who do you want to put in charge with a backup and who do you want the beneficiaries to be. The difference between the two documents is when you die with a will, you die with assets in a deceased person's name. And when you die with a trust, you die, the trust is living when you die, so the assets are not in the name of a deceased person, they're inside a living trust.
Mm-hmm.
So most of my clients do trust because they don't want to pay the high cost of probate.
Right. That's the main advantage, not going into probate.
Yes, sir. Well, there are four big advantages. There, you could probably count up to 17 or more advantages, but the four big ones are a living trust avoids probate, avoids guardianship, makes it quick, easy, fast, efficient for the administrator to handle the distribution of the estate, and it's a private document. With wills, you have the high cost of probate. It takes a long time. There's no guardianship planning with a will. It only deals with death, and it's a public record.
But I'll still have control of my assets. Even
Oh
though
yeah, you own it. You control it. It's all for your benefit.
Mm-hmm. Have you got an office here in Jacksonville?
We do. We actually do. Also, what I do for a lot of the clients in Jacksonville is we talk to them on the phone, interview them, send them sample trust documents to look at, and then we arrange a meeting.
All right.
And I'm also giving a seminar in Jacksonville at the Charles Schwab Center there, our office at the mall, at the town center there.
What mall is this?
The one right off of Butler there, the St. John's Town Center.
Right.
So I don't know if you want to call me. We can get some information, maybe get you drafts, maybe then set up a meeting if you're interested.
All right. What's your phone?
All right, I'm going to give you you want to call me this weekend, that's fine. You can call my cell phone, 727 667 3967.
All righty.
Or you can just text me and tell me that you'd like me to give you a call, sometime today.
Okay. I do appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen. If you have a legal question, the phone lines are open now. You have a toll-free number, which is 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open, and we're here to help as many people as we possibly can. The wish I had brought my calendar with me today to figure the St. John Town Center. We have seminars coming up in September, and we have a series of seminars set up there. Also have an educational seminar at a restaurant coming up there in Jacksonville pretty soon. And also here in the St. Pete, Tampa area, I have seminars coming up at the Texas Cattle Company, I think in the week after next on Tuesday and Thursday night. If you're interested in attending any of these seminars, or tell me where you live and you want to know the next event that I'll be there, you have several ways to reach me. You can email me at Joe, at attypip.com. That's Joe, Joe, at attypip.com. You can text me at 727-667-3967 and be more than glad to talk to you about speaking engagements or maybe even an appointment if you like. So again, Joe, Joe, at attypip.com or text at 727-667-3967. Our toll-free office number is 1-800-226-3529. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. Again, I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. If you want to call the show, phone lines are open at 877-943-9673. If you would like to receive our free estate planning poster sheet, it's a large poster sheet. And if you would like it, I would be more than glad to send it to you. It's on the front side of it. It has 5 articles about estate planning. It has an article about the high cost of probate. It has an article about how trust works. It has just general information about estate planning that you would find helpful on one side of the sheet. On the other side of the sheet, it has all of our office locations with phone numbers and addresses and so forth. If you'd like that, I'd love to mail it to you. And you can get that one of 3 ways. You can call our toll-free office number, 1-800-226-3529, 1-800-226-3529, extension 200. You can email me your name and address for it. That's Joe, Joe, at attypip.com, or you can text them your name and address at 727-667-3967. Phone lines are open here at the show. If you have a legal question, common question is, if you have a legal question, it's 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Well, a common question is, who should the trustee of a trust be? Well, first of all, it's you. You're the owner, you're the grantor, you're the trustee, you're the beneficiary. You can do whatever you want to. It's all your money. The real question is, who would be the best successor trustee? Some people feel like they should name the oldest child. Well, that's not always the best choice. So I wouldn't recommend that'd always be the choice. You want to choose the most responsible, trustworthy person that you have in the family. Might be the oldest child, but it might not be. Also, if you're going to do a stretch of the distribution over a period of time, it should probably be, trustee should never be also the beneficiary in that case. It's fine if you have 3 wonderful children, everything goes 3 equal shares outright, name the children. That's fine. But if you're going to do a stretch, then someone else should be the trustee. We can talk about that if you have a question. All right, if you have a legal question, again, 877-943-9673. Let's go to Carrie in St. Petersburg. Hey, Carrie.
Hello.
Yes, Carrie, what can we do for you?
Yeah, I live in a condominium, and our board president is charged with a felony. Mm-hmm. He hasn't been convicted yet.
Mm-hmm.
Is he allowed to be a board president?
Well, absolutely, until he's convicted.
Okay.
And then after, if he is convicted, then it depends on, the condo rules, basically, of who can be an officer and whether there are any restrictions. I would think once the residents there find out he's a convicted, if he does get convicted, they could have maybe a special election, or on the next election he wouldn't be chosen.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. There is a rule in wills on who the personal representative of an estate can be. And there might be general condo association laws that say if someone's convicted, they can't serve as a condo. Haven't reviewed that statute in a long time about that question. In fact, I'm not sure I've ever been asked that question before. But I'm sure there would be a way to if he's convicted as a felon, he's going to go to jail. And I'm sure he can be removed from the office if he's in jail. I'm sure that could happen with a special meeting or very quickly. But also it might be that a convicted felon can't serve on the board because of the condo association rules. All right, now I know a convicted felon cannot serve as the personal representative of a will. That's in the statutes. Let's go to John in Riverview. Hey, John. John, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I got a question about the will, but I really think I need to come in and sit down for a consultation.
Well, I'd be glad to do that. Probably the closest office we have for you would probably be Sun City Center.
Can you get me that number?
All right, we'll just call the toll-free number, 1-800-226-3529.
Wait a minute. My pen ain't writing. 226.
Yeah, 1-800-226-3529. Go to extension 200.
Extension 200?
Yes, sir. Do you have a question, though?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and ask you. It may take a few minutes, but what I got is a brother that died 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And she lived longer than him, and she just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a piece of property with a trailer on it together. So in the will, he owned the property and he owned the trailer. So he left the property to me, including the trailer. But now, before she passed,
Mm-hmm.
she went and bought a new trailer, and the new trailer's in her name.
Mm-hmm. And what happened to the old trailer?
The old trailer was junk.
Okay.
It went to the dump, I think.
All right. Must have been a very big dumpster.
Trailer graveyard, I suppose.
All right.
But anyways, now she had 4 children,
Mm-hmm.
and they're fighting me over the trailer and not wanting it. What happened is they let somebody live there. They had to put an outlet to back up.
Well, the trailer would have been in her name, so it would have been in her estate.
I don't know if she made a will or not, but anyways.
But it doesn't matter. The state makes one for you if you don't make one yourself.
Okay, in the meantime, she had to be put in a nursing home. Her sons and daughters let nephews stay in that trailer, and they got up on the roof and punched holes all over the roof. And the inside of it is trash.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're telling me I've got to move the trailer off of the property.
Who is they?
Her children.
Well, their children don't have any authority over you. So you still own the land. What's the land worth?
The taxes on it's valued at $28,000.
I would write them a certified letter that they have to remove the trailer, that it belongs to them. It was in her name. And if they don't do it fairly soon, you'll treat it as abandoned property and have the county have the county come remove it, and the county probably sell it at auction or something, or have it condemned. But they can't make you do anything. Now, where do they want you to move it?
Because it ain't no good.
No, where? Okay, so they want to abandon it?
Exactly, and I don't know where the only thing that's the only place it can go is in the dumpster. That's how bad it is.
Okay. Well, how much would it cost you to move it?
Probably around $5,000, from what I've heard from other people. I haven't got a price yet.
Would a scrap metal person come want it for the value of the metal or anything?
Well, I did that once before, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
These trailers today are made out of vinyl, and the only metal left on the trailer now is the frame that it sits on. So I've done talked to 3 of them, and none of them will go get it for the metal.
I see. All right, John. When you come see me, since you said you wanted to, we can sit down and we can work out a little strategy to get rid of the property.
About Monday.
All right. I can't do it on the radio here. You're gonna have to call the office and just make an appointment.
All right. 800-226.
3529.
7529.
3529 extension 200. 3529 extension 200.
529. Got it. 800-226-3529. Is there someone there today I can call and set an appointment?
No, they'll be in Monday.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. All right, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. Again, I'm attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. Let's go to Evelyn in Tampa.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, Joe. I've got a will leaving my estate to my son.
Mm-hmm.
Could he also be the personal representative?
Well, you said you had a will, so it means you've named someone. So did you name him?
Yes.
Yes, he can serve.
Okay. I can leave my estate to him, and he can be the personal representative?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, in converting it to a trust, is it called a living trust?
Yeah, living trust.
Okay. Are you having any seminars in Tampa?
I do have them in Tampa occasionally. I have to check my calendar. I don't think I have one for September in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
But I do. I've had them last month. I had them over there at the International, the restaurants across the street from the International Mall. I've had them at Cooper's Hawk, Roy's, Ruth Chris. I mean, so I do them in Tampa, but I don't think I have one set up in September yet.
Okay. I guess I can probably, I don't know if that would show up in the...
No, I announce them on the radio most of the time.
Okay.
If you wanted to come to my...
here in Tampa?
I do, but if you came to Largo, we could probably get it done in one visit.
Okay, but you don't have an office?
Yeah, we do have an office. We do have an office in Tampa.
Okay.
So if you want to make an appointment there, just call the office, and they'd be glad to get that set up for you.
Okay, and they would be able to give me the address?
Yes.
Okay.
Or you can email me, and I'll give you the address. But if you call the office, you can get everything scheduled, and they'll give you the address and directions.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. Again, I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open. You have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Your question can be about wills, trust, probate, guardianship, power of attorneys, healthcare surrogates, living wills. Can be about family law. Can be just about any area of the law, personal injury. And if you have a question, I'll be more than glad to help you. 877-943-9673. That's 877 if you want to call the show, 877-943-9673. More than glad to help you in any way I possibly can. Let's talk about family law for a minute. You know, if you make a will or a trust and you're married, and you have an asset just in your name, your spouse has certain rights to that asset. So that's called a statutory share. And you can't just make a will or a trust and leave it all to your children and not expect your spouse or her family sometimes really gets involved in all this and decides that they want a share of the estate. So sometimes it's not your loving spouse who said she'd never do anything like that. Sometimes it's kind of controlled by other family members. And you need to know about that. A spouse is entitled to at least a right to live in the house for life. And they're also entitled to like 30% of the estate. So a pre or post-marital agreement is very, very important. Sometimes I've had people come in, a gentleman come in this week, decided after we discussed he wasn't going to leave his spouse anything, but he decided to go ahead and leave her 30% because that's what they would be entitled to anyway, and decided to do his documents that way. All right, let's go to Laurie in Sun City Center.
Yes, good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
Several years ago, I had an attorney put together I think it was a living trust, which had a will as part of it.
Yeah, a pour-over will it's called.
I'm sorry?
It's called a pour-over will.
Okay. So it's been so long ago, and I have moved since to Sun City. At the time, my only son's name was on this document. It's not even on my new house, which I know I have to change. I don't know if I can do that myself, or I need to go. Probably need to go to you to have everything reviewed and have that changed as well.
I'd be glad to do that. We do have offices in Sun City Center.
Yes, I know where they are.
Yeah, usually they're on.
Is it mandatory that I do it quickly, or?
Well, like why put it off?
Well, that's true, but we always put
And actually,
things
the
off.
review meeting doesn't cost anything.
Okay. All right.
I think my office in Sun City Center is about 5 minutes away from everybody, even though it's a fairly big community. I mean, it's right. It's only one main road going through there, 674, and my office is right in the center of everything. I think, as you probably know, right next to the Chamber of Commerce, right next to the post office.
Right. Okay. So you're saying I should go in with my documents on my initial appointment?
Yeah, I'll be glad to review them for you.
Okay. All right. I guess I will try to do that next week.
Yeah,
Thank
just
you.
call and make an appointment. I'll be there next week on Wednesday.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye. All right, on Sun City Center, you're probably listening on either 579.10 or you might be listening on 96.3 FM, the local community station there. Let's go to Ellis in Dunedin.
Hi, Mr. Pippen.
Hey, how are you?
Fine, sir. I have 5 rental properties that were conveyed to me via quitclaim deed when my mother passed away.
Mm-hmm.
I've executed 5 quitclaim deeds, notarized, signed. They're sitting in my safety deposit box. And so my question is, when I pass away, my daughter has the key. Will she simply be able to remove those 5 quitclaim deeds out of the safety deposit box and file them with the county, and the property will be conveyed to my 3 children as the quitclaim deeds instruct?
All right, well, that's a tricky question because the quitclaim deed that you signed, which you keep in the safe deposit box, was not delivered. You know, part of actually making a gift or a transfer is delivery.
Yes.
So since you did it and didn't deliver it, it could be argued it wasn't a gift. Also, there's a date when it was notarized.
Yes.
And if you give away more than $14,000, there's a gift tax required.
Okay.
And also because your real estate property would get a stepped up cost basis at time of death.
Right.
And you made a gift years earlier.
Yes.
That's not good tax planning.
I understand.
So there are a lot of problems with trying to do it that way. The better way to do it would probably be to create a trust.
Okay.
Put the properties in the trust. They would all get a stepped up cost basis at time of death.
Yes.
There's no gift tax implication.
Understand.
And it's quick and easy for the successor trustee then to either sell or transfer the properties.
Okay. I really appreciate the instructions on this.
All right.
Thank
you very much.
Bye.
All right, that was a great question. And a lot of people try to do things cheap and easy way. And a lot of people think that might be a cheap and easy way.
Thank you very much.
But actually, it's very, very costly to do it that way. And it's really a mistake, in my opinion. All right, let's go to Dinky. Is it Dinky?
Dinky.
All right. How'd you get that name?
Jinky.
Jinky.
Dinky.
Dinky, okay. All right. Was that your birth name or is that a nickname?
Nickname.
All
I
right.
have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was trying to find somebody to help me.
All right, what's your question?
The question is there any way I can sue somebody, either the pharmaceutical company?
All right, can you cut your radio off in the background? Ma'am, can you cut your radio off? Because there's like a 5-second delay, and I can hear your radio. Repeat us talk.
Yeah, I was sick because of allergy medication, and I lost my job, and I'm still sick until now. I've been going to doctors all the time, eye doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wonder if there's any way I can help to reimburse my expenses. But I went to 2 lawyers, but they said I cannot sue the pharmaceutical company because it's only a generic medication.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what to do. Is there any way I can?
Well, you can call me and I'll give you the name of a malpractice attorney, or that would sue in this case, and maybe you get a third opinion.
Yeah, I've been to lawyers, but they declined me because they said it's because it's only a generic job, generic.
I don't think that's a valid reason.
Really?
Yeah, there might be a history of this particular product causing injuries to a lot of people that have taken it. Okay. And I don't think just because it's generic is a defense.
Okay.
So maybe talk to one other attorney, and maybe it might be the value of the case was not worth taking. That might have been the real reason, but I can get you somebody else to at least talk to.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
All right, thanks for calling.
So where I'm going to go? Do you give me that?
Call, I give the number out every few minutes on the show, but the office number is 1-800.
Okay.
226.
Okay.
3529.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Dinky. All right, you have a good one.
You too.
Let's talk to Sandra. Sandra in Tampa.
Yes, my house is in a life estate to my children. Am I allowed to build a garage on the property?
Yeah, you can improve. Yes, you can improve the property. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That was my question. Thank you.
Let me ask you a question though. Is your life estate? You have a life estate. Did you give that to yourself, or was that given to you by someone else? I mean, some people would do what's called a ladybird deed. So they own the property and they would deed the property. Are you still there?
Yes. No, it's just me to my children.
Okay, so you owned it and you did what's called a life estate deed.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. We have a little less than 15 minutes left in the show. If you'd like to give us a call here at the station, you have a toll-free number, which is 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open, and we are more than glad to help you in any way we possibly can. And if you would like to, again, an announcement about September 29th, I'll be in Citrus Springs, Florida, at a local church there, giving a presentation on estate planning, asset protection. So you would be invited to come. Just if you want to come, send me an email or give us a call at 1-800-226-3529. That's 1-800-226-3529. Also be meeting with clients that day. If you're interested in meeting with me up in Citrus Springs, be more than glad to meet with you as well. And you might be listening on 100.3 FM WFJV there in the Citrus Springs area. So I'll be glad to meet some of the listeners up there at either the event or in person. Also, in Sun City Center, you might be listening to the community station there. We have offices in Sun City Center, 96.3 FM. Other than that, you might be listening in Jacksonville on WBOB, The Answer, 600 AM on the dial. And you might be listening in Central Florida at 90.3 FM, WLVF. And also in Tampa, where we're broadcasting from, 570, 910, 860, 930, and 1380. Let's go to Connie calling from Jacksonville. Hey, Connie.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Doing great. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'll try to make this brief. Lived in an apartment complex for 11 years. Back in 2015, I was a victim of 2 violent crimes, and they didn't want to do anything about it. One of them was that they had tenants living above me that wasn't supposed to be there, and they were entertaining company, and they shot a gun, and it came through my roof, barely escaping, my family. They never did do anything about it.
So what came through your roof? I mean, through your...
A bullet.
A bullet?
Yeah, the bullet came through my roof, through my ceiling.
Yeah.
Landed, luckily it ricocheted. It landed in the arm of my sofa instead of hitting, my family member, my daughter.
Okay.
They never did anything about it. They just blew it off. They never tried to. The only thing they did is ask me if I wanted to move into another apartment. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I wanted to be reimbursed for the damages for my furniture, but they never did anything about it. That was one incident.
Well, you could have sued the person. Did you report this to the police?
Oh yes, it was unbelievable. Even the person that did it, he ran, hid the gun, came back into his friend's apartment, and they ended up getting the person that did it. But I found out later because I asked him. I said, "Well, can I see this person so I can know who's lurking around in my neighborhood?" But anyway, they had him in the police car. But when I found out later, when I went to pick up my police report, that this same person, they let him out that same night on this property. which means he could have retaliated, could have came and shot up my apartment. And it's not like it was a bad area at the time, but the people that I rent from, they kind of blew it off. And my daughter had suffered mental stress. Ever since then, I've had to, she's been in therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that, she's just constantly, every time we hear a noise.
All right, hold on a second. So this is going to take way too long on the radio. So what's the second part?
Okay. I came outside one morning, and all 4 of my tires were taken off of my car. That's another thing that happened.
Yeah.
Then another thing, and then I'll be done. We have these gated, it's like a gated community. The gates stay broken all the time. Twice the gate shed on my car, and they don't even want to reimburse. They asked me to get estimates, but they never reimbursed me for anything and the damages to my car.
All right, Connie, why don't you give me a call off the air, and I'll see if I can find an attorney that would take a case like this and try to help you.
Okay, what would that number be?
1-800-226-3529.
3529?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a certain time I need to call?
No, just call and leave a message, and we'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Lee calling. Where are you calling from, Lee?
Baldwin, Florida, outside of Jacksonville.
Oh, Baldwin, okay.
Yes, sir. I'm going through a divorce now, and it involves substantial property that is getting put into a living trust, about 200 acres. What I'm concerned about, if I ever get remarried again, how will that affect this current trust?
Well, who's going to be the owner of the trust?
I will be until I pass.
And does the divorce, do you have anything to do with the outcome of who owns this property?
I'm buying her out of it.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you own it. You're the grantor. You're the trustee. You can leave it to whoever you want to in your trust.
Okay. So you had said something earlier about future spouse would have 30% interest.
Well, yeah, you want to, if you get married again, definitely have a premarital agreement.
Okay.
So the spouse would waive that right.
Okay, and it'd be the same thing with a house, because we also have a house with 10 acres.
Yeah, definitely with a house.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right, let's go to Mark in Clearwater.
Hey, good morning, Joe. I'll make it quick. I'm in a trust which involves 3 other siblings and myself, and we own a home out of state, and we initially had agreed that we were going to hold on to the home and fix it up and, use it as a vacation property for ourselves and possibly rent it to people that we know. In the last 4 years, my father passed away 4 years ago. There's been some events that have happened in other people's lives involved in it that they really could use the money once it's sold. I'm just wondering, it's in a trust, and if it's sold, what are the tax implications if we've owned the property for 4 years from the initial date of the trust when my father passed away?
Well, the property would obtain a new cost basis at the time of death of the person who owned the property.
Okay.
So you'd have a capital gains difference on the selling price from the value at the time of the person's death.
Okay.
So 4 years ago, the property's worth 100. Now it's worth 150. You'd be paying capital gains tax on 50,000 in that example.
Including improvements to the property, or whatever the property appraises for now compared to what it would have been valued.
No, you can count in. You can count in. So you paid the cost basis at the time of death was 100. You put $20,000 worth of improvements on the property that you have receipts for and everything, and the property's worth 150. So now you'd pay $30,000 on. You'd pay capital gains tax on $30,000.
So the amount that you spent on the improvements would be erased from the total amount that would be worth right now.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That answers my question then. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for calling.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. We have about 5 minutes left in the show. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen. If you'd like a free estate planning poster sheet, you have one of 3 ways to get this. You have a toll-free number that you can call with your name and address. And if you want to call over the weekend, just go to extension 200 and leave a message. So it's 1-800-226-3529, extension 200. If you want to email me your name and address, that would be Joe, Joe, at ATTYPIP.com. If you want to text me your name and address, it's 727-667-3967. That's 1-800. Well, the text number 727-667-3967. If you want to receive that, I'll be more than happy. We mail out lots of those every single week. I'm glad to do so. Phone numbers at the radio station, 877-943-9673. Let's go to Grace in Sarasota.
Hello.
Hey, Grace.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My question is, I had rented a room to a lady in my house, and she did not tell me she had 4 cats. So when I found out and I asked her about it...
She had 4 what?
4 cats. C-A-T-S, like kitty cats.
Oh, okay.
And she said HUD told her she must not tell anyone, because if she does, they would not allow her to move in.
Mm-hmm.
And when they find out, they can't put her out because she has to let her.
Does your lease agreement have any provisions about pets?
I never signed a lease with her. We never went, because she was just renting a room from me, so I never gave her a lease or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she has this letter from HUD, which she showed me, and saying something that it's for pet therapy. But I think she got the letter in California.
All right, Grace, there's a real simple answer to your question. If it's you don't have a lease, it's month to month.
Yes.
At the end of this month, which is next week, you can give her a notice to leave. She'd have to leave by the end of the next month. Without a lease, you just give notice at the end of the month, and then you don't want her or the cats there. Just give her basically evict her. Tell her she has to leave by the end of the month.
So that letter has no standing here in Florida then, because I think she got it from California.
You don't have to rent to people that you don't want to rent to. If you have a year lease, it's good for a year. If you don't have a lease, it's month to month, and you can give her notice at the end of the month.
Okay, so I gave her eviction a week ago, so soon that the sheriff's supposed to come after a certain time, so they'd be able to get her out without any problem.
No, if you gave her eviction notice, she's not leaving, then you got to go to court to get an order before the sheriff's going to do anything.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Let's go to Marty in Jacksonville.
Hey, good morning.
Marty, we have about a minute.
Okay, the question is, I have an attorney that's dealing with my wife's father's estate. She's the executrix, and the attorney's just not responding. They've had the attorney employed since November. Nothing is getting taken care of. There's no response back, and they've had all the materials. We finally got all the paperwork back from the attorney. We don't know what our recourse is. We paid $700 so far, and nothing has happened. We have nothing from the attorney all this time. Here it is in September nearly.
So the attorney's been terminated?
No, we haven't terminated them yet. We didn't know which way to go and what to do. So, got any advice?
Well, okay. So you call, you don't get a response. You call, and does he have a staff member that answers the phone?
No, not really. We have a part-time person. The person's really not an estate attorney. They work with children's type of law, and that was our first mistake. Our first attorney died right in the middle of the process, so we walked down the street and to another one that says estate attorney. Yeah. They said, "Here, let this person take care of it in our office." Well, they were just renting
what I would do is to call the attorney one more time. Can you leave a message for him to call you?
Yeah.
Tell them unless they call you back, the same day or at least by the next day, you want to terminate the arrangement, and you're going to find another attorney. I mean, it's ridiculous not to have the attorney return your calls after many efforts.
Is there any way to get some or all of that $700 back? And call?
Yeah. Well, the new attorney you hire can probably demand to get that back.
Okay. Very good. Well, I appreciate that. We'll work on that Monday.
All right. Thanks for calling. All right. Thanks for listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. Again, I'm attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. If I can help you, you have a toll-free office number, 1-800-226-3529. You have a great weekend. So long.